wait for Hollywood. All right, that's probably the wrong intro. Thank you for joining me on Monday night. This is my radio show. I'm Dawn Masuoka, also known as the Geek Chic. That's C-H-I-C. I'm not a geek Middle Eastern person. So tonight I am going to be airing The Clitheroe Kid. For those who don't know, The Clitheroe Kid was a long-running BBC radio comedy show featuring diminutive northern comedian Jimmy Clitheroe in the role of a cheeky schoolboy who lived with his family at 33 Lilac Avenue in an unnamed town in the north of England. Jimmy's best friend was Ozzy, alias Oswald Higginbottom, a character who was only heard of secondhand and didn't actually ever appear. Old-time comedian Danny Ross played Alfie Hall, Susan's daft, tongue-tied boyfriend who was often drawn into Jimmy's reckless schemes and never learned to steer clear of him. And Tony Melody played Mr. Higginbottom, a 6'4" taxi driver who constantly threatened to give Jimmy a good hiding for what he had done to Ozzy. Horatio Higginbottom, the first name was very rarely used, was also Granddad's drinking partner. Jimmy referred to his teachers by nicknames such as Ya Pete and Tick-Tock Tilly. His grandfather's Scottish ancestry was endlessly mocked with talks of, I can't pronounce, haggis and bagpipes, and he was portrayed as someone who only lived for his beer. Jimmy's sister Susan was usually referred to as Scraggy Neck, Sparrow Legs, or occasionally the Octopus for her clinches with boyfriend Alfie, although she in turn often had a go at her little brother. Jimmy was only 4'3". This, although it came out after what I consider the golden age of radio shows, it is still a classic that deserves to be heard and continued on for more generations to enjoy. So sit back, close your eyes, and allow your mind to wander to another place and another time. And this is the Clitheroe Kid. Tonight, I'll be playing Money, 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 Lend Me an Ear, the wreck of The Sloppy Sue, and Clitheroe and the Hound Dog. So coming up first is Clitheroe and the Hound Dog. Pardon my whole introduction at the beginning. I copied this article and it wasn't well written, so it wasn't well read, and I should have known better. That's what I get for procrastinating. Alright, so here we go. Clitheroe and the Hound Dog. Enjoy.
We present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid, with Peter Sinclair's grandfather, Patricia Burke's mother, Diana Day as Susan, and Leonard Williams as Theodore Craythorpe in
Clitheroe and the Hound Dog. Oh, I didn't know you were upstairs, Grandad.
Oh, I'm just getting ready to go out.
What is it tonight? Darts? Snooker? Or eyes down for a full house?
What do you know about housey?
We played at school in the history class.
The history class? What's the history master doing teaching you housey?
Oh, he's not there. You see, for the last month, every time we've had chemistry, Charlie Thompson makes a test tube full of sulfurated hydrogen, and just before the history class, he pours it over the radiator. It smells just like bad eggs.
I know that.
Well, when Fruit Salad Fred comes in...
Who?
Fruit Salad Fred, the history master. He's got a nose like a banana. When he comes in, we complain of the smell coming up from the laboratory. So Fred goes down and has a row with the chemistry master. And by the time he gets back, we've had 2 games of housey.
What a mob. Well, who started all this?
Oh, Ozzy. He's learned all the saints from his dad. Legs 11, clickety-click, 66. Kelly's Eye, number 1. 2 fat ladies, 88. Top of the shop, 9-0. Mug's return.
Mug's return? What's that?
Oh, it isn't a number. It's what the lookout shouts when the history master's coming back.
Oh, dear, what a school. Well, no, that'll do for tonight. Now, will you go to your bed?
Oh, in a minute, Grandad.
Look, you've just had a bath and you're walking around with those slippers on. Now, your mother'll get mad.
Oh, I can't go to bed till I find Timothy, my white mouse.
What mouse?
I got it from Ozzy this morning. I swapped him for 3 Kaylee suckers.
You tell your mother?
Why? She doesn't like Kaylee suckers.
About the mouse.
Well, I was keeping it as a surprise.
She'll get a surprise all right if she sees it running about.
That's why I want to find it. Hey, look under your bed, Grandad, while I look under the wardrobe.
Oh, all right. Oh, my back.
Father, what on earth are you doing? Playing marbles?
No, I'm looking for a mouse.
A mouse?
Hey, there's a moose loose around this house.
Well, never you mind that. You go downstairs and see if you can get a trap.
Look, it's Timothy, a tame white mouse.
Father, fancy bringing a thing like that into your room.
It's Jimmy's mouse. He got it from Ozzy.
Jimmy, you'd no right to get that mouse without asking me. You know that Susan's terrified of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mum.
Well, hurry up now. Come on, let's see if we can find it.
Susan's found it.
Come on, quick, into her bedroom.
I'll get it.
Oh, quick, somebody, there's a mouse in here.
Don't shout like that. You'll frighten the life out of the poor thing.
I'll frighten it.
Now, don't panic, Susan.
It's all right, dear.
Hey, I can see him.
Where?
In your slipper.
Oh, get it out.
Shh, quiet. Shh. I've got him. You can come down now off that dressing table. Poor little Timothy. Did the nasty girl frighten you?
That settles it. Tomorrow you'll take that mouse back to Ozzy.
Oh, Mum, what for?
Because your mother says so.
Fancy having a horrible thing like that for a pet.
Why not? You've got Billy.
That's enough. I want no more arguments. You're taking that back to Ozzy and you're having no more pets in this house.
Oh, Mum. Everybody else has pets.
Yes, but everybody else looks after them.
Your mother's right. Look at the goldfish I had. I had to feed them, clean a tank out.
Well, I didn't like touching them. They were slimy.
It's no use, Jimmy. You're having no more pets, and that's final.
Oh, Mum.
Don't start crying. Tears won't change my mind.
Oh, Mum.
Jimmy, stop crying. You've heard what your mother says now. The mouse goes back to where it came from.
All right. But I think you're all cruel, making a poor little mouse live in a rubbish dump.
It's going to live in Ozzy's house.
That's what I mean, in a rubbish dump.
Yes?
Hello, Mr. Higginbottom.
Oh, it's you, is it? What do you want apart from causing trouble?
I want to see Ozzy, please, Mr. Higginbottom. Is he in?
No, he's not. He's gone for his trumpet lesson.
Oh, I thought he was packing up the trumpet after what his teacher said.
What do you mean, what his teacher said?
Well, he told Ozzy he made a better noise when he blew his nose.
We'll hear what noise you make when I clout your ear in a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Higginbottom, but that's what Ozzy told me.
Well, he's not in, so you can go home and annoy your grandfather. Hold tight, Wad.
Me granddad's not in either. He's gone to have his hair cut.
Oh, aye, I forgot. It's February.
Well, I've got something to give, Ozzy.
Well, give it to me.
Oh, here you are then. But be careful you don't squash it.
What is it?
A mouse.
Oh, take it away. I'm not holding that horrible thing.
But it's Ozzy's. My mum said I've got to give it back to him.
Oh, well, fetch it in the house and put it in the cage with the others.
Oh, all right, Mr. Higginbottom.
Come in here in the parlour. Now, where's he keep that cage?
Here it is on the floor, Mr. Higginbottom, next to the empty beer bottles.
Oh, aye, aye. Well, stick it in there.
It's a big parlour, isn't it, Mr. Higginbottom?
It's only the usual size.
I suppose it looks bigger without having any furniture in.
That'll do. It's cleared out so I can do some decorating. And you can clear out now as well, because I want to go down to the vet.
Why, what's wrong with you?
Look, any more of your jokes and I'll give you your head in your hands to play with.
No, I mean, is it the mice?
No, I'm taking me greyhound down. I'm going to have it put to sleep.
Oh. Poor thing. Has it broken its leg?
No, my heart. I've fed it and trained it for 3 years and it's never won a race yet. I'm wasting no more of my money.
Oh, Mr. Higginbottom, that's cruel.
Look, it's no use as a pet. It eats us out of house and home. I've got to get rid of it.
Well, I'll buy it off you.
How much have you got?
9pence.
Well, keep that and buy him a dog biscuit. You can have him for nothing.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Higginbottom.
Your mother won't thank me when she sees how it eats. Anyway, you can have its lead and its feeding bowl as well. So slip in the kitchen and ask Mrs. Higginbottom for the bowl.
Righto.
Now, where's he keep that lead? Oh, here it is, round the wife's mac.
Mrs. Higginbottom says I can't have the dog's bowl just yet.
Why not?
She's making you a steak pudding.
Eh? Get out of it.
Now, come on. There's a good dog. Just through the garden and we're there. Shh. Be quiet. I'm going to hide you in Grandad's greenhouse. It's nice and warm in there. Come on. In you go. That's it. You'll be all right now. Hey, come away from there. Don't eat those. They're me Grandad's early daffodils. Unless the last year's coming up a bit late. Hey, give it over. Get down. Hey, stop licking me face. I'm not a lollipop. Shh. I said be quiet. You're a greyhound. You should know how to keep your trap shut. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing, Susan.
I saw you coming out of Grandad's greenhouse.
Yes, that's right. I was, seeing if it was warm enough.
Warm enough? For what?
So the slugs won't catch cold.
Oh, you are funny, I don't think.
How can you think? You've got no brains.
You've got no manners. And if I were mother, I'd make you behave at home.
If you were mother, I'd leave home. Oh, go and meet your boyfriend, Bashful Billy. He thinks you're nice.
At least he knows how to speak to a lady.
So do I. Go and get one and I'll show you.
Oh, get in the house. Go and boil your head.
Can I use your mouth for a gas oven? How much is that dog in the window? The one with the knot in his tail. How much is that? Oh, hello, Grandad.
Oh, Jimmy. There's a cup of tea in the pot if you want it.
Oh, no thanks, Grandad. Anything in the paper?
Oh, no, not a thing.
Let's see what's on at the pictures next week.
Oh, all right. I suppose I'll have to take you as usual. But no cowboys this time.
Well, here's one. An animal picture. Will you take me to see this?
Which one?
Where it says, the most exciting picture of the year. It's about a kitten.
Who's in it?
Bridget Bardot.
Oh, no, Jimmy. No, I don't think I could take you to see that.
Why not? You took me to see Lassie. You remember when she was locked in the burning shed and you cried all over your chalk eyes?
I did not.
Well, that's the washing up done. I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes.
Shall I get the stool for you to put your feet on, Mum?
No, thanks, love.
Oh, it's no trouble, Mum.
What are you up to? You did take that mouse back, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Mum.
Good.
Oh, Susan isn't half frightened of mice, isn't she?
Well, most girls are.
She's not frightened of dogs, though.
No.
Well, maybe I should have had a dog.
Oh, no, you don't.
I nearly had you that time, Pat.
Don't you like dogs, Mum?
Yes, but you're not having one.
Oh, Charlie Thompson's mother let him have one.
Yes, well, I'm not Charlie Thompson's mother.
No, if you were, I'd have a dog.
Now, Jimmy, you've heard what your mother said. Mind you, Pat, a dog is different from
Now, Father,
a house.
don't you start.
Oh, I'm not saying he should have one. I was just thinking about when I was a boy. My father never had a dog, so whenever I could, I was over at my uncle's farm because he used to send me out to round up his sheep.
Why, hadn't your uncle got a dog either?
I've heard enough. Once and for all, you're not having a pet until I decide that you're old enough to take care of it. Now, that's that.
Oh, all right. But I'll tell you this, when I'm 21, I'll walk in here with the biggest elephant you've seen. You'll be all right here, Lightning. You couldn't find a better house. Mr. Craythorpe loves animals. You'll be happy here. He's got a canary, 2 goldfish, a tortoise, and his sister. But just sit down here till I call you. Sit. Now sit. Sit. Good boy, Lightning. Are you in, Mr. Craythorpe?
Oh, James, come in.
I've got a friend with me.
Oh, bring him in as well.
You sure you don't mind?
Not at all. The more the merrier.
Come on, boy. In we go.
I'm here in the breakfast room.
Oh, what, at lunchtime?
Oh, I eat all my meals in here. Would you care for a lamb chop? I've just cooked some of the... Oh, a dog. My, he's a big fellow, isn't he?
Oh, yes, but he's very friendly.
Oh, is he? Come here, boy. Psst, 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 psst. No, come to Uncle Theodore.
Go on, Lightning.
Down, boy, down. Oh, what's happened?
You've been struck by lightning.
Oh, silly me. I fell over the chair. He's very affectionate, isn't he?
I think he likes you. Look, he's holding your hand.
Yes, between his teeth.
I think he's trying to tell you he's hungry.
Well, I'll get him some scraps from the kitchen. Let go, boy.
Come here, Lightning. Good boy.
I won't be a moment. We'll get something nice for him.
I knew you'd like Mr. Craythorpe, Lightning. Hey, get down. Get off that table. Ooh, heck.
Here we are. I found a bone.
Well, I think you better have it. He's just pinched your chops.
Oh, my goodness. Naughty Lightning. James, what are you doing with him? Apart from getting him free meals.
Well, you see, he's really Mr. Higginbottom's dog.
No wonder he's hungry.
And do you know, Mr. Craythorpe, just because Lightning hadn't won a race, he was going to have him put to sleep.
Oh, how inhuman. The brute.
So I said I'd keep Lightning, and he gave him to me.
Bravo, James. That was a fine gesture.
Well, I'm glad you think so, because I want to leave him here.
Oh, I see. But he's your dog, James.
Yes, I know, but my man won't let me have a dog. So I thought he could stay here till I can talk around.
Well, I'd like to keep him, James, but I'm afraid there's a snag.
You've run out of lamb chops.
No. My sister would never allow me to have a dog in the house.
Well, he could sleep in the wash house.
Oh, she wouldn't have a dog near her.
Don't tell me she sleeps in the wash house.
No, she dislikes dogs, and the house is in her name. So if she says no animals, I have to abide by it. I had a terrible row getting my goldfish in the house, but I was adamant.
Well, I didn't think you'd let us down, Mr. Craythorpe.
Oh, James, really,
Come on, Lightning. Back to horrible Higginbottom. And he'll drag you to the vet, and the vet will put you to sleep, and nobody cares about anything.
No, James. No, he can't go back there.
Oh, good. He can stop here, then.
No. There must be another way. Now, surely your mother wouldn't mind. She's such a nice person.
She is to you. Hey, that's an idea. You take the dog to our house, say it's yours, my mum will like it, and you can give it to me.
That's it. Wait a minute. Now, I couldn't tell your mother a fib.
What about when she spilled the pepper in the dinner? You said it was delicious. Then you came in the kitchen and drank 2 jugs of water.
That was different. I didn't want to hurt her feelings.
You're not bothered about hurting mine. Wait a minute. If I gave Lightning to you, you wouldn't be telling a fib.
Oh, James, you've solved it.
Oh, but don't forget to give him back to me.
No, I won't.
Good. Come here, Lightning. Theodore Craythorpe, this is your dog. Mr. Craythorpe, stop running with Lightning. I can't keep up with you.
It's the dog that's running with me. Steady, boy. Steady. Whoa!
He's a greyhound, not a racehorse.
James, you take the lead.
Not likely. It's your dog. Don't forget, you've got to walk him round the park yet to give me time to get home.
Well, I hope he doesn't keep pulling like this.
If he sees a cat, he'll have you up a tree.
That's better. Good boy. Put that down. Oh, nasty. He's chewing some orange peel. Oh, my goodness.
Has he swallowed it?
No, I mean the vicar.
The vicar's chewing orange peel?
No, he's seen me. Good afternoon, vicar.
Good afternoon, Theodore. What's this you've got?
A greyhound.
I can see that. I didn't know you went in for greyhound racing.
Who, me?
I always thought you were against gambling.
But I don't gamble.
Oh, you mean the dog doesn't go on the racetrack?
Oh, yes, but he never wins. He lost the last 7 races, hasn't he, Mr. Craythorpe?
Yes, but no, James.
I'm shocked, Theodore. And you, my deputy organist.
Well, look, look, Vicar, in a nutshell, I own the dog at the moment, but I'm going to give it away.
Good.
He's giving it to me.
To a boy? Theodore. So you're going to start him gambling now, are you?
No, Vicar, you're not with it.
Pardon? Who are you, boy?
Jimmy Clitheroe.
Oh, I remember you. You were once in the choir for 3 days. And that included the choir boys outing.
Well, the choir master kicked me out just because the other lads dared me to sing it during the Harvest Festival.
Sing what?
Yes, we have no banana.
You find that amusing, Theodore?
Yes. Oh, no. How could you, James? I think you'd better run along home.
Righto, Mr. Craythorpe. Give me 5 minutes before you come in. Goodbye, Vicar.
Before you go, remember, young man, there's a time and a place for humour. If you want to crack jokes, you should be on the stage.
That's what the organist said when he stopped laughing. Oh, heck, Susan. What time is it?
It's nearly 3 o'clock for the 3rd time.
Oh, where is he?
Stop climbing all over the settee. I'm trying to do my nails.
Ooh, it doesn't half pong, that paint you put on.
It isn't paint. It's nail varnish.
Why do you put it on?
Because it makes my nails look better. It covers the cracks.
Pity they don't make it for your face.
Ha, ha. Keep still. I'll have it all over my fingers.
Ooh, what a horrible colour. It looks as though your hands are dripping with blood. Dracula's daughter.
What do you know about nail varnish? You're too young to appreciate it.
Oh, am I?
Who did the crossword in my paper?
Wasn't me, Grandad.
Oh, I don't know.
Susan, that nail varnish is a bit vivid, isn't it?
Grandad, you're too young to appreciate it.
Don't be old-fashioned, Grandfather.
Well, it's a bit startling, isn't it?
That's what I told her. She looks like a vulture having a jambutti.
Oh, that's a good one.
Father, will you be going out this afternoon?
Well, I was thinking about it. What's the weather like? What's this?
What?
Coming up the path, Theodore Clitheroe with a greyhound.
Good heavens, you're right.
A greyhound? Oh, that's not like Mr. Craythorpe.
I don't know. They've both got the same nose. I'll let him in, Mum.
All right.
Craythorpe's coming out of his shell. Greyhounds. He'll be playing snap next.
Hello, Mr. Craythorpe. This is a surprise. We never expected you. Come in.
If you'll excuse me, I'll go and do my nails in the other room.
I hope you don't mind me popping in like this, but when you're cooped up all day in a kennel with a few bones, you do need exercise.
Yes, but there was no need to bring the dog with you.
Take no notice of Father, Theodore.
He's quite a good-looking old dog, isn't he?
Yes, you should see him when he's got his kilt on.
Theodore, did you say his name was Lightning?
Yes, that's right.
Doesn't Higginbotham run a greyhound under the name of Lightning?
Yes, this is it.
Oh, Mr. Craythorpe, you blabbermouth.
You mean that this is Mr. Higginbottom's dog?
No, it's mine.
Oh, you bought it?
No, he gave it to someone, and they gave it to me, and I'm giving it to James. No, I thought...
Don't some mothers have them?
Look, what is all this, Theodore?
I think there's been a bit of a conspiracy going on here.
Oh, well, we can't keep the secret any longer, James.
What do you mean, we can't? I've never made a wrong move yet.
Come on, Theodore, out with it. What Jimmy's been up to?
Well, Higginbottom gave the dog to James.
What, Jimmy? You had no right to accept it.
You deserve a good spanking and ignoring your mother's orders.
Well...
I think he deserves a medal.
What?
Just because the poor dog couldn't win races, Higginbottom was going to have the little chap put to sleep. But James stepped in and saved its life. A noble effort.
Never mind the commercial. Can I have the dog?
No, that puts a different complexion on things now, doesn't it, Pat?
Well, I suppose it is rather different, yes.
Do give James another chance. Let him keep Lightning as a pet.
If it means saving the dog from that lay about Higginbotham, I say we should.
All right, Jimmy, you win.
Oh, thanks, Mum, and Grandad. Mr. Craythorpe, you're a pal. I'll see you right with the vicar.
Oh, I'll get it, Mother. It might be Billy.
All right, thank you, Susan. Now, listen to me, Jimmy. As long as that dog stays here, you've got to look after it. Do you understand?
Oh, I will, Mum. I'll brush him and take him walks. I'll even teach him to carry Grandad's empties back.
That'll do.
Come in. Mother, it's Mr. Higginbottom.
Oh.
I hope you don't mind me dropping in, but I've just come for my dog.
Whose dog? Lightning belongs to me.
Look, I don't want any arguments. Let's have it.
Just one moment. You gave the dog to James.
Who's talking to you, furry face?
Now, look here, Higginbotham. You're not in your own house now.
No, you can breathe in here.
Shut up and give me that dog.
Mr. Higginbottom, I'll thank you to lower your voice in my house.
Oh, I'm sorry, missus. I just want the dog.
Well, you're not taking him, you big bully. Mr. Craythorpe, throw him out.
Now, look here.
Shut up. Look, will you get this kid out of the way before I belt him?
Just come in the hall, Higginbotham, and I'll talk to you. Man to man. Come on.
All right.
Now, if you're looking for trouble...
I don't want trouble. Look, I did give the lad the dog, but there's a bloke from the greyhound track, and he wants the dog to train the youngsters, and he's offered me a £5.
A £5, eh? All right. You can have the dog.
Thanks, Mr. Sinclair. You're a gent.
But it'll cost you £1 to buy it back.
You're Scotch.
Now then.
All right. The bloke's waiting. There you are. £1.
Here you are, then. Take your dog. And take it and clear out of here.
Oh, Grandad, you traitor. You promised. And now you let him take the dog to the vet.
He's going to have a good home.
That's more than I've got. I'll run away. I'll join a circus. Then I'll have some pets.
Look, the dog will be fine. I made him give me £1 for you.
I don't want £1.
Yes, here you are. Now, away you go down to the pet shop and buy yourself a nice wee puppy.
Oh, James, isn't that wonderful? Now, what kind of dog do you fancy?
Well, Charlie Thompson's is nice. It's got thick hair all over its face. A mug rump terrier.
That's a new one on me. A mug rump?
Yes, its hair's so long you can't tell its mug from its rump. I just came back to tell you I got the puppy all right. I call him Spot. The man said it's a real thoroughbred mongrel. I was only kidding Mr. Craythorpe about the mug rump. He's a clever little puppy, is Spot. Mind, he hasn't found out where the bathroom is yet. He doesn't half eat. This morning he had a bowl of milk, corned beef, 2 pieces of coal, and Grandad's left slipper. Mr. Higginbottom saw Spot yesterday, and he teased him. He said he wasn't big enough to be a dog. Spot bit his ankle. I said, don't get cross, Mr. Higginbottom. After all, he's only a nipper. Ta-ta!
In that recording of the Clitheroe Kid, you heard Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Leonard Williams, Diana Day, Peter Goodright and Tony Melody, with Jimmy Clitheroe as the kid himself. The theme music was written by Alan Roper and played by the BBC Northern Dance Orchestra under the direction of Alan Ainsworth, with Jimmy Leach at the electronic organ. The recorded programme was written by James Casey and Frank Roscoe and produced in the north of England by James Casey.
Welcome back. You're listening to Don Masuoka, and tonight I'm featuring the Clitheroe Kid. Jimmy Clitheroe was 35 when he started playing the part in 1956, but he could pass as an 11-year-old boy because he had never grown physically beyond that age, though in later years his face gave his real age away. The series was made with a studio audience, and there were frequent gales of laughter at Jimmy's schoolboy humor, as well as Alfred Hall's mingling of the English language as he tried to explain something and made it worse. Jimmy wore a schoolboy's blazer and cap, even for radio recordings, to maintain the appearance that he was 11 years old. Real children never appeared in the show, as this would have given away that Jimmy was an adult acting a part. So he talked of his pal Ozzie and his friends in the Black Hand Gang, who would punish any member caught in the company of a girl, but they never actually appeared. The humor could seem sharp, and read in the cold light of day might occasionally seem harsh, but this was because it was supposed to be the humor of a schoolboy. The audience accepted this and roared with laughter at it. So coming up next is Money, 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 which aired April 18th, 1960. And in the meantime, since Mother's Day is coming up, followed by Father's Day, if you want to get your special somebody a special present from vintage or antique home decor, just a wide array of items, go to midcenturygallery.com. And if you see anything you like when you go to checkout, just put in the code DAWN20, DAWN20, and you'll get an instant 20% discount. So here you go. Money, 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 the Clitheroe Kid. Enjoy.
Here is Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid, with Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Danny Ross, and Diana Day in
A far, far better school I go to.
Jimmy, I can't believe it. I'm flabberfounded, dumbgasted. I'm completely bewildered.
Oh, good. For a minute, I thought there was something wrong with you.
Don't be funny. Is it true what you just told me?
Yeah, me granddad's been left £5,000 in a will. Smashing. It works out at 425,000 iced lollies.
Oh, you're here, Alfie.
But yes, Susan. Jimmy's just been telling me the good news. Your will's been left something in a grandad. He has. Your granddad, he's had a windbag, a downfall, a wind-up. Is it really £5,000?
Oh, that's what the solicitor told him on the phone. About 5,000, he said.
But who left him the money, Susan?
I can tell you. I've got his name written down. Monsieur Gaston Stefan Philippe Latour Leblanco. He's Welsh, you know.
Shut up. He's an old sailor friend Grandad once knew. A Frenchman who made a lot of money trading out east.
Oh, just think. All that lovely money.
What time are you leaving, Alfie?
It's about £5,000. About 7:05. I've got to be at the rugby club at 15:15.
Oh, well, I'll walk down on my own then.
Where are you going?
To Mary Jackson's. I want her to make me a new dress.
New dress? She doesn't have to make 'em for you. You can buy 'em now. You can even have a fur coat now we're rich. And here comes Susan Clitheroe, wearing an off-the-shoulder creation in real goatskin. And I'm sure you're all thinking what I'm thinking. I'll bet it looked better on the goat.
I'll thump you if you call Susan a goat.
Ignore him, Alfie.
I will. And then I'll see you tomorrow, Billy. Nanny. Susie.
Anybody seen my glasses?
Glasses? Is it opening time already?
My reading glasses. I want to look at the paper.
I think you left them on the hall stand, Grandad. I'll get them.
Thank you, my dear.
Mr. Sinclair, Jimmy's just been telling me about the money he had left you.
Oh, has he? I'll bet he's been telling everybody. The whole street will know by now.
Grandad, Auntie Lily's just coming up the path.
Well, if Jim's told her, the whole town will know. What a gasbag that woman is. She's worse than you, Alfie.
Oh, she can't be. I'm not a woman. I'm a man, gasbag. I'm a man.
Well, come on, somebody. Agree with him.
Look, funny boy. Just go and keep your Auntie Lily talking while I nip up the stairs.
Can I come in? Too late, Grandad. Enter Mrs. Lily Arnold. Straight off a broomstick.
Well, Peter, who's going to be a millionaire? You are. When I heard from Jimmy on the phone, I thought I'd better get round there quick before the begging letters arrive.
Excuse me, Auntie Lily. I want a word with Alfie in the kitchen. See you later.
Well, Peter, now where are you keeping this 5,000 quid? Under the floorboards in an old sock?
No, under the bed in a pint pot.
Shut up, Jimmy. I haven't got the money yet, Lily. I haven't even seen the solicitor yet to sign the papers.
And what you going to spend it on? If it's not a rude answer.
Well, first we're going to buy something for the cold weather next winter. Me, me mum and our Susan are all having electric blankets. And me granddad's having an electric kilt.
Have you a minute, Father? Oh, hello, Auntie Lily.
Hello, Pat. I didn't know you were in.
I've got the vicar in the front, in the lounge. He's heard about your legacy, Father.
Aye, and I'll bet I know who told him.
All I said was, if he played his cards right with you, it was on a new set of organ pipes.
Oh, what a boy. You can tell he's our side of the family, not Peter's, with no sense of humour.
That'll do, the pair of you. Now, Jimmy, go and tell the vicar we'll be along in a minute.
Right, Mum. I'll help him to pick the hymns for next Sunday. Any 3 out of the top 20.
What does the vicar want, Pat?
Well, you remember his cousin Harvey, the one who's the headmaster of that boarding school for boys?
Oh, aye, I remember. The vicar once told me it was one of the best schools of its kind.
Yes, well, his cousin's staying with him at the moment, and, well, the suggestion is that we use part of your legacy to give Jimmy a first-class education.
Oh? Well, yes, it's a thought. There's still people around who think they can teach your Jimmy anything, they're welcome to try.
Well, I think it's a marvellous idea. You can't beat a good education these days. Look at our Clive. We scrimped and saved to send him to a good school, and it was amazing. Do you know, In no time at all, he could write home asking for money in 5 different languages.
Well, what do you think, Father?
I like the idea. Come on, Pat, let's have a word with the vicar about this cousin of his. Will you excuse us a minute, Lily?
Oh, yes, off you go. If I'm not here when you come back, you'll know I've gone.
Good. In you go, Pat. After you. Hello there, Vicar.
Oh, hello, Mr. Sinclair. Nice to see you. Has Mrs. Clitheroe told you of my little suggestion?
Yes, and I like it. Have you told Jimmy, Vicar?
Well, I've tried to, in between the jokes.
Hey, Mum, are you really going to send me to this boarding school?
Well, we might do. It'd be a marvellous opportunity for you, Jim, and a bit of peace and quiet for the rest of us. Well, do you like the idea?
Oh, yes, because it's all playing rugger and going to the tuck shop. I've read about them places in me comics.
James. I've read about those places in my comics.
Aren't you a bit old for comics?
Be quiet, Jimmy. This cousin of yours, Vicar, the headmaster, do you think he'd accept her, Jimmy?
Well, I think so, although it is not just the fact of your being able to afford the fees. To be accepted, James would first have to be examined.
Eh? You mean I've got to take all my clothes off and say 99?
That'll do. When could he have this examination, Vicar?
Well, perhaps I could arrange it for tonight. Say sometime after 7 at the vicarage. It would be a sort of general knowledge test.
Oh, good. We'll send Jimmy down on the bus.
Alfie's going to the rugby club. He can take me.
Good. Well, that's settled then. Well, James, and do you really think you'd enjoy going to a public school?
Listen, Vicar. If I have as much fun in a public school as me granddad has in a public house, I'm laughing.
Right, get off, Jimmy. This is the vicarage I brought you.
Right, Alfie. Now go back up the road and bring me stomach.
Oh, the road wasn't all that bumpy.
Hey, look. There's the vicar.
Where?
Walking across the lawn with that tall, thin fella with a miserable face. Hey, I hope he's not the headmaster. I don't like the look of him.
Ah, James and Alfred. Allow me to introduce my cousin, Harvey Crabtree, M.A.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. M.A.?
Crabtree.
Is it? Looks more like a sycamore. No, not you. The one you're standing under. I got mixed up. Yeah, hello.
Goodbye. So this is the boy for the test, eh, Cousin Jonathan?
Yes, this is James Clitheroe, Harvey, the boy I told you about.
That's right, and this is my good friend Alfie Hall. If you must laugh, cover your mouth.
Silence, boy. You should have been here 10 minutes ago.
Why, what happened?
Will you kindly behave yourself?
Sorry, Mr. Crabface, Apple, Adam...
Stop this facetiousness and come and do your test. It's all laid out in the vicar's study. Paper, pencil...
Oh, come on, Pete. It's turned opening time. If we get down there now, we might get a free pint apiece while they're testing the pumps.
Look, Heggy, I've told you I want to finish painting this hall.
But you don't have to do it yourself. Not now. You've got 5,000 smackers to come. Pay somebody else to do it.
Who?
Well, there's me for a start. I mean, I do all the decorating at home. Mind, I don't do the stripping and peeling off. The wife's mother helps with that. I get in a bad temper and use a hot breath as a blow lamp.
Very funny. Who told you about the £5,000?
That grandson of yours told my Aussie on the phone. He also mentioned that la-di-da boarding school you're sending him to. I think you're crackers.
Oh, you do you?
Aye. You don't want to waste all that brass educating that young brat. Spend it on something sensible. Buy a pub.
Look, a boarding school will make a gentleman out of young Jim. Now move over while I get this hall painted. Answer that phone for me.
Giving orders already, eh? Here, I'm not the butler yet, you know. Hello, this is Picasso Pete's place here.
I know that voice. Is it a man or is it you, Mr. Higginbottom?
What was that?
I wasn't expecting a strange man to answer, but you did.
If I knew what you meant by that, I'd put you down for a belting.
Here, give me the phone, Higgy. Is that you, Jimmy?
Yes, Grandad. Listen, I'll have to be quick while Lobster Chops is out of the room. I want to ask you something.
Well, I'm very busy. Now, hurry up.
What's another name for the Northern Lights?
I don't know. Blackpool Illuminations.
Grandad, did you say... Oh, heck, he's coming back.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello. Oh, he's a wee terror, that boy.
Pete, you must be mad. Sending that young whelp to a posh school? It's a sheer waste of good boozing money.
Oh, is it, Mr. Higginbottom?
Eh? Oh, hello, missus. I was just saying...
Yes, I know what you've just been saying. Father, you've done enough work for one day. It's time you had a rest.
But I'm just going down to the pub with Higgy.
Look, you've missed your afternoon nap today. You can go down to the Rose and Crown later on.
Oh, all right. I'll be done about 9, Higgy.
Right, Pete. I'll see you then. I'll be in Bessie's bar. I've got a new joke for her.
I'll see you later, Higgy.
Right, Father, I'm going to Auntie Lily's, and when I get back, I'll wake you with a cup of tea. I'll be back in about an hour.
Oh, all right. I'll see you later, Pat. Oh. He's right, though. I could do with a wee 40 winks. Poor old Higgy. He didn't have to get to the neck. He's all wrong, though. That school'll do Jimmy a lot of good. He'll come back home a real little gentleman.
Father, will you please stand up straight while I inspect you? Master James will be home soon.
I'm getting fed up with this. Every time Jimmy comes home from eating on his holidays, I have to be inspected like a prize poodle.
You don't want him to be ashamed of us. Remember last time how upset he was when he brought his friend home, Lord Snooty, and you were in your braces.
I won't forget it. He said I was the second gardener and I had to sleep in the greenhouse all week.
Well, it mustn't happen again.
All right. When's Jimmy arriving?
Master James. You know he hates to be called Jimmy. He says it's common. He'll be just arriving at the station by now. Mr. Higginbottom will be waiting with his taxi. Oh, I do hope he's got his best suit on.
Here's your taxi, my lord. I'll put your trunks in it.
Oh, gratis, my man. Here's $5 for you. But don't address me as my lord. It is quite sufficient to say sir and touch your forelock.
Oh, much obliged, sir. Thank you very kindly, sir.
Oh, these peasants are quaint.
Come on, Clitheroe. Get in till I drive you home.
Oh, it's you, Higgis Senior. I am waiting for you to get out to open the door and dust the seat, my man.
I'll dust your seat in a minute. Don't come that hoity-toity stuff with me.
Oh, I see that since I left you haven't changed. Not even your shirt from the look of it.
What was that?
Your shirt, I like the look of it. I'd better get in.
Yes. Sit down and shut up, if you know what's good for you.
If I knew what was good for me, I'd have this filthy bone shaker disinfected.
What did you say?
I said there's a strong smell of disinfectant in the taxi.
I haven't used any disinfectant.
Then it must be you.
What?
It's a lovely view. Oh, do start, Higgers. Mater and Grandpapa will be waiting for me with impatience.
Was the meal to your liking, James?
Oh, quite adequate, Mater. But next time you will remember the caviar, won't you?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
The caviar is very expensive, Jim.
Pardon?
I mean Master James. After all, I've only got about £3,000 left.
Grandpapa, it's very vulgar to talk about money Which reminds me, I must have £500 for a polo pony.
Polo pony? Now look here, you jumped-up little...
Father, don't be common.
You understand, Mater. A chap must have his own polo pony. After all, it was quite an honour for Charles to invite me to play for the Palace team. I can't expect him to lend me a pony as well. It just isn't done, that's all.
Jim. I mean, James. You got an invite? From him? Wait till I tell the lads down at the Rose and Crown.
You'll do nothing of the kind. I cannot stand name-droppers, as I said to Prince Andrew when he was making my toast.
Hello, Mrs. Clitheroe. Susan told me to come in while she goes upstairs to change. She's all right.
That makes two of you.
Yes. Oh, I'm not. She fell in the gutter off me back when I stopped at the crossing a bit too quick. Oh, hello, Jim. Sir, James. Mustard. I see you back. No, not see you back. I see your front as well, but you're back.
Yes, Alfred. I thought I'd take several weeks off and give the old brilliant brain a rest. Why don't you do the same with your tongue?
Jimmy. I mean, James. Would you like a cup of tea, Alfie?
No, I'll wait till Susan takes her clothes off. Slacks off. But on, skirt. Change it to whatnot.
I don't see any more, Alfie. He'll wait for Susan, Pat. And I'll have another cup of tea, though, please.
Sorry, Grandpapa. You haven't time for more tea. You and I will be leaving in half an hour, so you'll have to pack the bags.
Leaving?
Yes, I've been invited to spend the night at Lord Snubwell's place in the country.
Well, I haven't been invited.
Of course not. But he'll expect me to bring my own manservant, so that's you. Now, just pack my bags and get your butler's clothes on.
No, that does it. I won't go. I'm not doing it.
Father, don't annoy James. You must go.
I don't care what happens. I won't be his servant. My own grandson. No, I won't. I tell you I won't.
Father, please, stop it. Stop shouting. Wake up, wake up.
No, I... Oh, Pat, what is it?
Well, you were shouting in your sleep. Here, have this cup of tea.
Oh, dear, what a dream. I could do with a large whiskey, never mind tea. Oh, dear. I dreamt our Jim was at a boarding school and he was a terrible snob and I was his butler and...
All right, it was only a dream.
Aye, but maybe it was a warning to us.
Oh, don't talk silly. That busybody Higginbottom put that idea in your head. The school will make a man of our Jim. We'll be proud of him.
Ah, you're right, of course, Pat.
Just think, Father. Our Jim at boarding school. Growing up to be a real gentleman, talking like a BBC announcer.
Well, I think it's all a rotten load of old codswallop.
Oh, you talk to me like that, boy, eh? What?
Well, how can you give me none out of 100? I did every question. I deserve some marks.
Yes, on your rear.
Ooh, comedian, eh?
That will do, you and your jokes. I suspect that you have been deliberately facetious with some of your answers.
Oh, is that good?
No, I'm wrong. You are a moron.
No, I'm Church of England. Anyway, what's wrong with me answers?
Oh, well, let's just take one or two at random, eh? What? Question. What did Hannibal cross with his elephants and why? Your answer? Hannibal crossed pigs with his elephants.
That's right. To get big pork chops.
History. Charles II followed James I. Who followed Charles II? The answer is not Nell Gwyn. This test has been a complete waste of time.
That's what I say. Ask me some proper questions, like how many caps has Bobby Charlton? How do you make stink bombs? Or cake last? How do you know
Just a moment. How do you make a cake last?
Take small bites.
Oh! Get out of this room.
It was only a joke. It's not my fault I can't do none of the questions.
What did you say? You couldn't what?
I can't do none of the questions.
Oh, your grammar. I cannot do any of the questions.
Well, if you can't do them, what chance have I got?
I mean that you mustn't say I can't do none of the questions.
Why, don't you want the vicar to know you're ignorant?
Look, Dad, it's no good hanging about till your granddad goes to the pub. We'll have to go in.
Get away, they wouldn't serve us. We're under 18.
Oh, don't daft, I'm over 18.
Your body is. Your brain's not even started school yet.
I wouldn't make funny jokes about school if I were you. Not when they find out you've been expelled from one before you've even got in it.
Oh, heck. Perhaps I could sneak up to bed and pretend I'm ill. Are you sure my granddad's in the house?
Yeah, you sent me to the window to look, didn't you? He was showing your mum a letter and they were both talking about it. Well, I think they were talking. Their mouths were moving, so they must have been.
Why? Your mouth's always moving, but you never say anything.
Oh, don't be funny.
Sorry, Alfie. Look, what am I going to do?
The only thing you can do is tell your granddad the truth and say you're sorry.
Look, Father, the only thing you can do is to tell Jimmy the truth and say you're sorry.
But he's set his heart on going to that boarding school. It's going to be a terrible shock when he finds out we can't send him.
I finished the dishes, Mother. Oh, what's the matter? Is something wrong?
Your grandfather's just had a letter from the solicitors about his legacy.
Oh, don't tell me that man didn't leave you the 5,000 after all.
Oh, Gaston left me the 5,000 all right. But he was French, remember?
Well?
He left me 5,000 francs, not pounds.
Oh, dear. Well, how much is that in our money?
It's about £400, which means there's no hope of keeping our promise to Jimmy to send him away to boarding school.
I'll just have to make it up to him somehow.
Come in, Alfie, but leave the door open for a quick getaway.
Oh, come in, son. Hello, Alfie. Sit down a minute.
Hello, Mrs. Sinclair. Get Clitheroe, Susan. I'll sit here in the corner and referee all the courts. Hang me coat up on the chair.
Hi, Alfie. Well, Jim,
Not very.
I've got some bad news to... What was that?
Nothing. You've got some bad news to tell me?
Yes, son. Your granddad has only been left a few £100, not 5,000. So we can't afford to send you to that posh school.
What?
Hey, that's funny, because the headmaster, old Grabapple, just expected you. Hold me leg.
Sorry, Alfie, I thought it was the chair leg. Grandad, you said they told you on the phone £5,000.
Well, apparently I didn't listen to the whole of the conversation. I was just excited, working it all out and...
In pints.
No. That'll do. Sorry, Jimmy, I mustn't shout at you after I've let you down. You must be very disappointed about not going to the boarding school.
Well, yes, it's a bit of a blow, Grandad.
But it can't be helped, son.
No, I'll just have to be big about it and forgive you both.
It's not their fault. Forgive them indeed.
Now, that'll do, Susan. I think Jimmy's taken it very well, and I'll do whatever I can to make it up to him.
Oh, there's no need for that, Grandad. Although, since I'm not going away now, I could do with a new bike.
Ooh, you little...
Watch it, Alfie.
You'll have the bike, son.
With a 4-speed gear, dynamo, horn and big handlebars.
Yes, of course.
Well, that's settled then.
Of course, my roller skates are pretty old now.
Well,
Mind, I don't expect new ones. Just 'cause you've had to break your promise about the school that I was all set to go to.
Father, do you think he could have the skates as well?
all right. Well, skates as well.
Well, I think he's very lucky.
Oh, you're not kidding. If he fell in the river, he'd come up with a salmon in his mouth.
With your mouth, it'd be a whale.
All right, Mother, I'll see who it is.
You know Charlie Thompson, Grandad?
Of course I do.
His dad bought him a model aeroplane with a real engine in it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he must think a lot of his son, eh?
Look, you're getting the bike and the roller skates.
I know, and if I had an aeroplane with a motor, I could use the bike and the roller skates to chase after it.
You're overdoing it.
Well, just let me think about it, Jim.
Mother, Grandad, the vicar's called.
Oh, heck. The vicar. Quick, Alfie. Stall him off. Get rid of him.
You made me? How?
Tell him you'll wash his dog collars. Say you've joined the Dumb Friends League and you want to marry our Susan.
I've shown him in the front room. He's called about the test Jimmy had tonight.
Yes, well, make him a cup of tea. Put the record player on. Tell him we're out and we'll see him tomorrow. Grandad, if you give me the money now, I can just catch the shop for that new bike.
The shops are closed. Come on, Father. Let's see what the vicar wants.
£20 down, Grandad.
I haven't got it on me.
Oh, well, a £5 for the skates.
I haven't got that either.
Oh, heck. 10 new pence for a whipped cream walnut.
Oh, you and your jokes. I'll see you in a minute, Jim.
Not if I see you first.
Well, clever fellow, what now?
Can you lend me 2 new pence, Alfie?
What for?
To nip out and phone the police. When me Grandad comes back in here, it's going to be murder.
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair as grandfather, Patricia Burke as mother, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, Diana Day as Susan, Tony Melody as Mr. Higginbottom, Brian Truman as the vicar, Rosalie Williams as Auntie Lily, and David Marlowe as Harvey Crabtree. The program was written by James Casey and Frank Roscoe, produced by James Casey, and starred Jimmy Clitheroe as the kid himself.
Got me into all that trouble, but he saved me from a smacking. He had to admit I hadn't really told any lies. I just hadn't bothered to tell the truth. He said, "Yes, James, I must agree. There isn't a sin to cover what you did, but I can't help feeling there should be." Ta-ra!
Hi, you're listening to Don Masuoka. I still haven't come up with a name for my show. It's a mix of music, trivia, board games, and old-time radio, just depending on what night you tune in. I think Monday nights I'm sticking with old-time radio. Friday nights I'm going to do more alternative music. This upcoming Friday it's going to be The Cure night. And then every Wednesday or Thursday and Sunday night, it's trivia board games. So whatever night you choose to listen in, whichever genre or platform is your favorite, I hope you enjoy, have a good time, and maybe help me think of a name so I could come up with a theme song or something to get this party started a little bit stronger. Tonight I'm playing a mini The Clitheroe Kid Marathon, and speaking of, my thoughts are with everyone affected by the Boston Marathon explosions. I'm glad my people are all okay and accounted for, and my heart is with those who weren't so lucky. So tonight, so far, I've played The Clitheroe Kid and The Hound Dog, and you've just listened to Money, Money, Money. The one person who escaped Jimmy's quick win on the radio was his mother. In real life, his father had died, and he lived with his widowed mother and was devoted to her. Jimmy would not stand for his mother being mocked, even if it were only his fictional mother on the radio. Jimmy's radio character frequently listened at keyholes where he usually got the wrong end of the stick. Even when he tried to do good, as when he thought his granddad had stolen some money from a local shop, but which his granddad had actually been given to look after, he usually messed things up with the help of Alfie Hall. After the end credits, a short piece by Jimmy was usually inserted where he winds up the show, tying up any loose ends in the plot and often reporting that Granddad had spanked him for what he had done. So now you're going to listen to The Wreck of Soppy Sue. Then we have one more, Lend Me an Air. And that'll be all for tonight, and you can join me again next Monday night where I'll be playing more Clitheroe Kid. So we have another hour to go here. So sit back, continue enjoying, unwinding. Just bring your Monday evening to a nice close or a nice calm down, and join me with The Wreck of Soppy Sue.
We present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid with Peter Sinclair as grandfather, Patricia Burke as mother, Leonard Williams as Theodore Craythorpe, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, and Diana Day as Susan in
The Wreck of the Soppy Sue.
Oh, dear. I'm never going to catch that train. Susan, haven't you found my scarf yet?
It's not in any of the drawers, Mother.
Oh, well, keep looking, love. The doctor said I must keep my throat warm or I'll lose my voice altogether. I'm sure it's in this room somewhere. Jimmy, have you seen it?
No, I haven't, Mum. Hey, can you make a bit less noise? I'm never going to get these sums done. Now, I've got 1 and 3 here, an Alfie shilling to come tonight, so that's whipped cream walnuts tomorrow, a drink on a stick on Sunday, a bottle of pop on Monday. That leaves me... Oh, heck. I'm going to be on dolly mixtures for the rest of the week.
Listen, Master Charles Claw, are you sure you haven't seen it?
Give me 2, Bob, and I'll tell you.
You're getting nothing from me.
Oh, go on, give us 2, Bob, Susan. Nice Susan, dear Susan, sweet, lovable Susan.
The answer is no. You're always asking me for money. Anybody would think I'm a bank.
In those tight jeans, you look more like a piggy bank.
How dare you?
Jimmy, stop being rude to Susan. She was only asking if you'd seen my scarf.
And I told her, your scarf? Well, why didn't you say so? I'm sat on it.
Oh, well, give it me then.
Here you are, Mum. I was just keeping it warm for you before you go out.
If I ever get out, at this rate, the weekend's going to be over by the time I get to your auntie's. Now, look, Jimmy, while I'm away this weekend, you keep out of mischief. Do you understand?
Oh, honestly, Mum, the way you talk, anybody would think I was always getting in trouble.
Yes, and anybody would be right. Remember the last time I went away for the weekend? I left on Friday morning and I was back here the same night, thanks to you. Fancy thinking that Theodore Craythorpe will run away with our Susan.
You're right, Mum. I should have realised Mr. Craythorpe's not that daft.
Now, where's your granddad? He's a long time bringing my sponge back.
Well, you know what his memory's like these days. He's probably forgotten what he went for. I bet if we sneak up now, we'll find him in bed.
Don't talk silly. Of course he hasn't forgotten what he went for.
Pat, what was it you asked me to get for you?
Jimmy. It was my sponge bag, Father.
Oh, I've got that. There wasn't anything else, was there?
No, only that. Here, let me put it in the case. Oh, I hope Theodore's going to be here soon to run me to the station.
That'll be him now. I'll let him in, Mum, while you're putting your coat on.
Righto, Jimmy.
Mr. Craythorpe is a funny and got a face like a pickled onion.
Hello, James.
Oh, hello, Mr. Onion. Wilfred Pickles. Come in.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid I'm a little late for the trip to the station. I hope your mother hasn't been alarmed.
Well, she was a bit. When you rang the doorbell, she was just strapping my roller skates on.
Now, James, that will do. As Queen Victoria once said, we are not amused.
After somebody put the drawing pin on her throne.
Oh, James, you are one. Is your mother ready?
Here I am, Theodore. Take my case, will you please?
Certainly, Mr. Clitheroe. I'll put it in the back seat and start her up.
Well, look after yourselves, you three.
Oh, don't worry about us, Pat. We'll manage all right, won't we, Jenny?
Oh, yes, Mum. After all, it'll only be a quiet weekend. Our Susan cooking and me and Grandad groaning.
Well, I'd better be off.
I'll walk to the car with you, Mum. I want to pop round and see Ozzy.
Bye-bye then, Pat. My love to Auntie Jenny.
And my mother.
I'll tell her. Bye-bye. Now then, Theodore's got my case. I'll just make sure my purse is in my handbag. Oh, dear.
What's up, Mum?
I've forgotten to give Susan this letter, and it's rather important.
Well, I'll give it to her, Mum.
Well, here you are, Jimmy. Now, tell her to deliver it first thing in the morning. It's for Mrs. Billington.
Beaky Billington? Old bird conch. Why don't you send her letter by pigeon post?
Now then, Alfie, if we move the settee back against the wall, we should have enough space to turn the carpet round.
Oh, Susan, do we have to do this? But when you asked me to come in the front room, I thought you wanted me to start wooing, not working.
Alfie, that'll do. Let's get this carpet turned round.
Yeah, go on, Susan. Give it a kiss.
Alfie, not now.
Yeah, don't be a meanie, Susan. Come on, be a devil and pucker up.
Please, for the last time.
Oh, give him a kiss before I catch me death of cold. There's a shocking draft blowing through that keyhole.
Now, look, you.
Hey, what are you moving the furniture for? Oh, I see. You want the settee by the wall. Then you won't be caught snogging when the window cleaner comes.
Look, we're just turning this carpet round so you can make yourself useful and give us a hand.
Me? Do housework? You're talking out of the top of your tiny little ponytail nut.
Look, I don't see why you shouldn't help. You live here. It's just as much your front room as it is mine.
You what? You spend half your life cuddling in here. You've worn out 3 settees already.
Get over, Jimmy. Susan and me don't spend all that much time in here.
I'm going back to the days before you ever came on the scene. Back to Billy Parker, Harry Potter, Specky Fred Wormsley, Terry the Terrible Turk, and all the other lapdogs.
That's enough from you, you cheeky thing.
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. You just watch what you... Who was the Terrible Turk?
They called him that because he went in for wrestling. I think he used to come here to keep in training.
Get out, you. Get out.
Susan, I wish you'd make your mind up. 1 minute you want me to work, the next you're chucking me out. Anyway, only mugs work. You want to see that mob at our class at school. Daft as Dicky Dotty, the lot of them.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's a competition on for who can make the best model boat in the spare time.
We're not interested.
Neither am I. They've been banging and hammering all week when they could have been out playing football. And guess what the prize is? A blooming measly boot token.
Well, I'm not surprised you're not going in for it. I bet if you tried to sail a boat you'd made, in no time at all, it would be on the bottom.
Yes, and that's where my foot'll be if you don't shut up. I am the bogeyman, and I've come to get you, Sister Sue.
Look, take that shopping bag off your head. I want to get my errands done.
3, 4, 5, fum. Me eat Sue and have bad tum.
Look, give that bag to me. At once. And get your coat. Mother said I have to take your school coat to the cleaners. Have you emptied the pockets yet?
No, I'll do it now. Let me see what there is. Penknife, piece of string, jelly baby. And hey, what's this down the lining? Feels like a shilling. Oh, got it. Oh, heck, it's a wine gum. What's it like? Ooh, I don't like them. Here, you can have it.
Oh, don't be disgusting. Will you hurry up?
That's the lot, I think. Wait a minute. What's this envelope?
Let me see. It's addressed to Mrs. Billington.
Oh, yes. Mum gave it to me when she'd left last night. You've got to be the postman and deliver it. I hope the dog bites you.
Look, I can't deliver this letter. It's dirty and crumpled. And what's this you've written on the back? Try kicking Charlie Thompson.
Oh, that was a note I passed to Ozzy when we were playing football and Charlie kept scoring against us.
You mean you wanted Ozzy to kick Charlie Thompson?
Well, if I'd waited for him to kick the ball, I'd have been there all night.
I'd better see what's in this letter. Dear Mrs. Billington, going away for weekend. Know you'll be wanting contribution to Women's Guild outing fund for Monday. Sending the enclosed pound note round with my daughter. Kind regards. Pound note?
What's up?
There's no pound note in this envelope. So, where is it, clever boy?
Don't look at me. I haven't got it.
Well, I know you wouldn't have dared to spend it, so you've obviously lost it.
Don't be daft. It was in the envelope in my coat, and I never took it out of there
except to write this message to Ozzy, not to mention a few car numbers I've just noticed. And what else have you scribbled here? Today I heard the first cuckoo.
That was upstairs when you were singing in the bath.
I wouldn't try to be funny if I were you. When Mother comes back and finds out what happened, you'll be in real trouble.
She'll never know, clever clogs. I'll just get another pound note, put it in a new envelope, and go round to Beaky's Nest myself.
And where are you going to get this pound note? I'm not lending it to you.
That's Grandad coming in from the garden. I'll ask him for it.
Oh, there you are, Jimmy.
Yes, Grandad, I want to ask you something.
Were you playing with my garden shears last night?
Yes, now could I just ask you if...
Now, look. So you left my shears out all night in a pouring rain. And when I come in to find them just now, they're covered in rust. And one of the handles is broken. And I'll probably have to buy a new pair, thanks to you, you young scamp. Oh, you're not fit to be trusted with anything. Anyway, what was it you wanted to ask me?
Well, it seems a bit daft now, but can you lend me £1?
What?
Well, 10 bob.
10 bob?
If I sing you a carol now, can I have me spending money up to Christmas?
Susan, what's he on about?
He's lost a pound note belonging to Mother, and he's trying to borrow his way out of trouble.
Oh, I see. Well, young man, you're always getting away with this sort of thing. But for once, I'm not lending you any money. And neither is anybody else.
But, Grandad, I'll be in trouble when my Mum gets back.
Well, that's just too bad. It's time I give you a serious talk about appreciating the value of money. And you're going to sit there and listen to every word of it.
That's it, Grandad. You give us a sermon, and when you're finished, I'll take a silver collection.
And you said Susan's still out at the shops then, Jimmy?
Yes, now listen. Have you seen me Grandad this morning?
Well, no. No, I thought I saw him when I was coming down the street. He had his back to me at the time, and I shouted, "Hello, Mr. Sinclair. That's the first time I've ever seen you wearing a long blue kilt." And I laughed, and I stopped. It was a policewoman.
Well, listen, Alfie. How would you like to give some money towards a kiddie's treat?
Lock the doors. He's at it again.
Look, I'm not after any money for myself. It's for the little kids at school. The Junior Infants Mixed. They call it the JIM treat.
JIM? Junior Infants Mixed? Yeah, hey, that's a coincidence. It spells Jim.
Yes, it is a coincidence, isn't it? Now, surely you could spare, say, £1 for a good cause like that?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't got £1 going spare, but I was going to buy petrol with it to take Susan to Blackpool on my motorbike.
Oh, well, you don't have to go to all that bother. Pretend she's there. Show her a photo of the tower and wave a kipper under her nose.
Yeah, well, I must admit, I'd like to help those kids to have a nice treat. Because when I was a tiny tot, my parents had no money. Yeah, I know that because people used to look at me in my pram and say, "Poor Mr. and Mrs. Hall."
Look, never mind the horror stories. Are you going to give me that £1?
Well, I might, but it was for petrol.
Oh, Alfie Hall, how mean can you get? You wasting £1 on petrol, and there's all those poor kids, and not a lollipop between them.
Oh, you're right, Jim. I'm ashamed of myself. Here's the £1.
Oh, thanks, Alfie. You've made at least one little kid very happy. Which reminds me, today's Saturday, the day you usually give me a shilling.
Oh, look, you're a nice lad, Jim, and I like you, but couldn't you ask Susan to start coming round to my house? I mean, I've just given you £1.
Yes, and he's going to give it you back.
What? You've been listening, big ears.
Alfie, you shouldn't have given him that £1.
Yeah, but, Susan, it's for Jim. Before you say what, Jim, it's not your Jim, it's the other Jim, the crazy mixed-up kids. I mean, the junior mixed-up infants.
Jimmy, give Alfie that £1 back, or I'll tell Grandad.
Oh, all right. Here you are, Alfie. Go on, take her to Blackpool. Take her in the tunnel of love. And when the boat's gone halfway round, pull the plug out. So you see, Mr. Craythorpe, I was just coming round here and there was this poor old tramp selling matches with the water running in his shoes.
But it hasn't been raining today.
Ah, well, he was standing in a puddle. He was too weak to step out of it. And he told me he only earns £1 a week, so I said, "I'll see you get £1 without working for it. Then you can have a week in bed." Once I tell Mr. Craythorpe about this, I know just what he'll say.
Yes, your grandfather has already been on the phone to me.
That's right, my granddad's already been... Oh, heck. You know, then.
I'm afraid I do, James. Mr. Sinclair was most insistent that I don't lend you any money. He even hinted that if I did, I might regret it.
Look, me granddad says you can't lend me any money, but there's nothing to stop you buying something off me, is there?
No, I suppose not. But what have you got for sale?
Well, let me see. How about me chemistry set?
James, what would I want with that?
Well, you could make your own stink bombs for a start. Just think. When you're at the Women's Guild and Mrs. Billington starts to go on at you, you just drop a bomb and the meeting's over.
Oh, charming. That would make me very popular with the ladies.
I'll tell you what, you can buy me old cricket bat. It's just the thing now summer's coming.
James, I don't play cricket.
Well, it'll just suit you. The handles come off.
James, if I am to help you with your problem, you'd have to sell me something, well, I'd reasonably want to buy from you. Something useful to me.
Well, I can see that. But where am I going to get knitting needles? Wait a minute. You like reading books, don't you?
Oh, yes.
I've got it. I'll sell you a guinea book token, never been used, and you can have it for £1. So you're saving a shilling. Are you on?
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Good. Give us your £1 then.
Wait a moment, James. Before I part with my money, I'd like to see the book token.
But I haven't got it. I won't win it till Monday.
Win it?
In the model boat competition at school.
Oh, I see. Well, James, I'll certainly give you £1 for it when you hand it to me, and not before.
Right, that's it. I'll get cracking on the boat right away, and I've thought of a name for it already. I'll call it after me dear sister, the SS Soppy Sue.
Hey, go on there, go on. Shh. Clear off, out of here.
Grandad, whatever's the matter?
Oh, it's that old dog from across the road there. He's digging for bones in my strawberry plants again. How's he got into the garden? The front gate shut.
Easy. He got in through that hole in the fence there.
Ah, you're right. There's a board missing. Now, where's it gone to?
It's only a guess, but I think the young master boat builder's using it to lay his keel.
Well, if I catch him, I'll tan his rudder. Whenever that boy decides to do anything, the result is nothing but trouble for the whole lot.
Now listen, Alfie, before we start, are you sure you put enough bits of glue in there?
Oh, yes, I'll put in one for each bit of wood and one for the pot. Honestly, what a way to spend a weekend. Yeah, I'm worn out.
I knew it. I should never have got you to saw that piece of plywood. It's used up all your strength.
Yeah, well, I've still got enough to thump you if you don't shut up. What a lie. Yeah, I've been here 3 hours and I haven't seen sight nor sound of it.
Well, James, I didn't expect that I'd be called in to help with the work. Now, you say you'd like me to make the sails for you.
Yes, it's right up your street. But whatever you do, I want the sails plain. None of them little forget-me-nots like you embroidered on me man's underslip.
James, you know very well my sister did that. Now, I'd better go and get some cloth before the shop's closed. A nice bit of blue poplin to add...
Hello?
Is that you, Susan?
Oh, hello, Mother. Are you feeling any better?
Yes, thanks, love. But I thought I'd ring you about that note for Mrs. Billington. Jimmy gave it to you, didn't he?
Yes, why?
Well, I've just checked all the money I've got with me. And I think I forgot the £1 note.
What? You mean you forgot to put the £1 note in the envelope?
Yes. Have I said something amusing?
Well, it just seems funny, you forgetting the £1 note. Anyway, I took round £1 of my own, so I didn't tell Jimmy.
Jimmy? What do you mean?
Oh, it's nothing important. I'll tell you when I see you tomorrow.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. I might be coming home early in the morning. Your Uncle Walter has to come over on business in his car, so he'll bring me.
Righto, Mother.
Well, I must go now. See you tomorrow morning, Susan. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mother. She forgot the £1 note. Oh, what a laugh. Wait till I tell Jimmy.
Oh, there you are, scraggy neck. Hey, where does Mum keep a sticky tape? I've looked everywhere for it.
What do you want sticky tape for?
I don't want it. It's Alfie. He must want it for the boat.
Jimmy, about that boat. I've just been talking to Mother on the phone.
Oh, what? So that's what you've done. Rung her up and told her I lost £1. If I find that tape, I'll use it to gum your mouth up.
Listen, she rang me. I've got something to tell you.
And I've got something to tell you. If you've blabbed about that £1 note, I'll use your head to launch me boat.
Very well. If that's the way you feel, I'll keep my news to myself. So you can just go on building your little Ark Master Noah.
What's up with her? Talking daft and giggling? It must be old age creeping on. Well, I'll get back to Alfie in the tool shed. It's very quiet in there. He's probably forgotten his boiling glue and used it to have a tea break.
Oh, there you are, Jimmy. Did you get the sticky tape?
No, I can't find it anywhere. Anyway, we've got plenty of glue and nails. What do you want sticky tape for?
To wrap round my hand, I burnt my thumb on glue pot.
Well, stick it in your mouth and suck it. I'm never going to get it finished at this rate.
Well, look, you pass me the stuff and I'll stick all the whole together for you.
No, I've got to make the boat. So that would be dishonest. You put the glue on the bits of wood, hold them together, and I'll press them.
Yeah, well, just a minute while I get my hanky.
What do you want your hanky for?
To put round my nose. This glue stinks something awful.
Hello there, Jim.
Come in, Mr. Whittle. Pull up the primer stove and sit down.
Not likely. Anyway, it's tonight I get a bit lit up. Phew. Hey, what a pong. Is someone smoking one of your granddad's old kilts?
No, it's this glue. We're making a model boat.
We?
Yeah, hello, Mr. Whittle.
Hey, I'm surprised to see you in here. I thought you'd been in the front room with Susan, indulging in the spots of homely fun. Or don't you fancy have a go?
No, it's no laughing matter. It's that long since I saw Susan, I've forgotten what she looks like.
Well, think yourself lucky. You won't have any more nightmares now.
Well, Alf, I can sympathise with you. It must be awful to be a frustrated Zickie Valentino. But don't forget what Shakespeare, the old immoral bard, once says. 'Tis better to have loved and lost, provided you get the engagement ring back.
Workers' playtime comes from a tool shed in Lilac Avenue. Mr. Whittle, you're holding up the work.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Here, perhaps I can be of some help. After all, boats is a subject in which I'm very convalescent.
Well, what do you know about them?
Well, in my travels around the world, I've seen every kind of small boat there is. Kayaks, feluccas, sampans, them Italian jobs that float down the streets with no drains, on a geezer at the back with a long pole. You know the ones I mean. Gorgonzolas.
Don't you mean gondolas? You're talking about cheese.
Well, you do get a bit cheesed when that Herbert at the back starts singing.
Yes, it's enough to make you go up the pole.
Anyway, Jim, let's skip all this small talk and get down to ornamentals. Now, what sort of boat are you making?
Well, when I decided to name it after our Susan, it could only be one thing.
What's that?
A Chinese junk. Look, I've got a drawing of one here.
Well, let's have a butcher's. Oh, dearie goodness. Well, you got the very word for it. This drawing's a right load of junk.
Jimmy, your tea will be ready soon. Oh, hello, Weddle. What brings you around here?
Oh, the usual thing, Pete. My own 2 feet. I always take them with me when I go out walking. They stop my legs from getting frayed around the ankles. Here, Pete. Cast your bloodshot peepers over this load of rubbish.
What?
Look, it's supposed to be a drawing of a Chinese junk. It looks more like a desecrated mushroom the wrong way up. Hey, now what half-brained numbskull drew that?
I did.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I thought it was something done by old Pedro Picasso in one of his off days.
Now, look here.
Mr. Whittle, do you ride a motorbike?
Oh, sometimes, Jim. Why?
If you're not careful, you'll be wearing that glue pot for a crash helmet.
But Mr. Sinclair should know what boats look like. I mean, he was in the Merchant Navy.
Ah, yes, but things have changed since Captain Cook's days. I mean, Pete, nowadays ships have got them turbulent engines. See? And to stop them rolling about, they fit them with tranquilizers.
Well, it might interest you to know that my last skipper told me if I'd been a younger man, I might have got to a very high position.
Oh, well, I see what he meant. It is a bit of a climb for an old man up to the crow's nest, isn't it?
Quick, Alfie, hide that hammer.
Mr. Whittle, has it ever struck you that we're a little tired of you always barging in here with your smart wise cracks?
Yeah, Jock. Are you trying to tell me I'm not wanted?
Not by us, but we don't know whether you're wanted by the police or not.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll go. I wouldn't demur myself by staying here. Good night to you.
Oh, mind where you're going, Whittle.
Well, you shouldn't have your big beetle crushes in the way.
Oh, did you hear that uncouth lout? Oh, what a way to behave. And on a Sunday as well.
Well, Mr. Craythorpe, have you got the sails?
Yes, here they are, James. Don't they look pretty, Mr. Sinclair? I made them myself.
Oh, delightful. Perhaps one day you'd like to go mad and run me up a nice little bed jacket.
I shall ignore that. Well, James, where did they go on the boat?
We haven't finished it yet, but you can tell from this drawing.
Let me see. Oh, I say, I don't know about slow boat to China. I doubt if this one would ever get there.
Mr. Craythorpe, by the look on me granddad's face, you're about to be scuttled.
Look, if you don't hurry up, you're going to miss the school bus.
Well, I can't find me cap.
Your what?
Me cap. Me cap.
Jimmy, take that toast out of your mouth.
Just give me a second, Grandad. Oh, that's better. Next time I'll have marmalade with it. It'll slide down quicker.
Now, what do you want?
Me cap, I can't find it. I'll bet our Susan's put it somewhere daft.
It's on your head.
There you are. What did I say? Oh, heck. Jim, you're going scatty.
Here's your satchel and your precious boat.
Well, give it to me before you break it. That's it. There you are, Grandad. It was a rush, but I finished it. Into the smasher, eh? Hey?
Aye, for the 17th time it looks very nice. Now, you better be going before your mother comes.
Oh, yes. Hey, when she gets back, Grandad, tell her she's a very lucky woman. She's got a genius for a son.
Look, let's get you out of the house.
I'm coming, but I can't open the front door while I'm carrying my boat. You open it.
Oh, all right, just a minute. Where's your towel for PT?
Oh, heck. Nip up to the bathroom and get it for me.
I'm going back to my breakfast. Get it yourself.
But I can't take my boat upstairs.
Well, put it down by the door. It won't take you a second.
Oh, all right. They'll do nothing for you in this house.
I'm here. What the... Oh, what's this behind the door?
I'm off, Grandad. Oh, hello, Mum. Oh, no.
Jimmy, what are all these pieces of wood doing behind the door? Has the postman started delivering firewood?
Firewood? That was my model boat. I was going to win the competition so I could give you the pound I lost out of the letter to Beaky Billington. Now you've gone and smashed it, so you've had it.
Just a minute. I didn't know the boat was there. And anyway, you couldn't have lost the pound because I never put it in a letter.
Mum, it's no good making excuses now. You've got... No pound in the letter?
Well, I mentioned it on the phone yesterday to Susan, didn't she tell you?
No, he was rude to me and wouldn't listen.
And I've gone to all this trouble for nothing, just because of you. Well, that does it. I'm going to make another boat, and I'm going to use your nose for a funnel. Come here, Scraggy Alice.
Get off me.
I get you to play tricks on me.
Oh, you're hurting.
Stop it. Stop it at once. Stop it.
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Leonard Williams, who...
There didn't seem to be really a winding up outro on that one. So Jimmy Clitheroe was a star of variety films, radio, and television. Born in 1921, his career spanned 5 decades, from the 1930s to the 1970s, and he made his mark in every medium of show business. I need some water here. From small but humorous beginnings in variety, as a boy in an all-girl juvenile troupe, he moved into films, firstly with Arthur Lucan, Old Mother Riley, and subsequently with George Formby, Jewel and Morris, and Frank Randall. 2 films he made with Randall were Film Studios Manchester Limited and are featured in recent books. In the 1940s, he worked in variety with comedians Albert Whelan and Albert Burden, principally in the north of England, and most often in shows presented by John D. Robertson or Jack Taylor. He began working in Blackpool. He built an impressive reputation in variety, and in Blackpool set a record for the number of appearances in summer season shows. He worked there with Frank Randall, Jimmy James, and Ken Dodd, amongst others. He also played in pantomime. His first panto appearance was alongside 210 Tessie O'Shea in 1938. His final panto was in 1971. In the mid-1950s, Jimmy Clitheroe moved into radio. His first appearance was on The Home Service in comedian Jimmy James' show, The Mayor's Parlor. He soon had his own series, Callboy, a variety show. Then came his biggest hit, The Clitheroe Kid. It ran for 15 years, from 1957 on the Light program and Radio 2. It was BBC's longest-running situation comedy. In the 1960s, he broke into television, starring on ITV in That's My Boy and Just Jimmy for 5 years, from 1963 to 1968. Both shows were made by ABC Television. In the 1960s, he also made his best-remembered film, Rocket to the Moon, which he made in 1967 with Burl Ives and Terry Thomas. So you're listening to my radio show. I'm airing 4 episodes of The Clitheroe Kid, which might be a little too much for all at once, but hey, this is recorded. You can go back, listen to it later. I want to get this show out there, make sure that this talent and this fun show isn't lost and forgotten, which I don't think it ever could be, but I'd like to keep it going. So you just listened to the wreck of Soppy Sue, and now, finally, I'll be airing the last show of the night, Lend Me an Ear. An ear. Air. My pronunciation is just horrible. I think it's that Texan accent from moving here to Texas. It's messed me all up. So here's Lend Me an Ear.
We present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid, with Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Leonard Williams, Danny Ross, and Diana Day in
Lend Me an Ear.
Now look, Clitheroe, have you got some stuff to go to the Freemasons' Hall?
Yes, I have, Higginbottom. It's for a jumble sale.
Right. Well, here's my taxi.
You won't get much for that at a jumble sale.
If I wasn't in a hurry, I'd bash you. Look, Clitheroe, where's this stuff you want shifting?
In the back of my car, but I'm taking it myself. I don't need your taxi.
Now look, I was definitely told you wanted me.
Then whoever told you must be some troublemaking practical joker. Who was it?
I'll tell you who it was.
Excuse me, I'm just going for a walk.
Come here, you.
Oh, let go of me hair. You'll scalp me.
What do you think you're playing at?
I can explain. I went round to play with your Aussie, but he was going out with his mum. And when I saw him with his best suit on, I remembered the jumble sale.
What? You're asking for it, my lad.
Now look
here.
You are not going to hit that boy while I'm here.
All right, then. I'll hit you. Come here.
What's all the row about?
They'll tell you, Mum. I'm just going in the house to get out of trouble. Get out my own work.
You're staying here. Look, missus. Your son just got me round here on a wild goose chase.
I haven't, Mum. I heard Mr. Craythorpe tell you that before he could move the stuff to the Freemasons' Hall, he'd have to get in touch with Mr. Higginbottom. So I thought I'd save him the bother.
But, James, I didn't want his taxi. I only wanted to ask Mr. Higginbottom what time his brother-in-law would be at the hall. He's the caretaker.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You mean when you were listening at the door?
Yes, Mum. When I wasn't listening. I'd just come out of the bath, and I bent down to tie my shoelace.
In your carpet slippers?
Yes, that's right, in my
You get into the house, young scamp. Go on. I'm very sorry about this, Mr. Higginbottom.
Oh, all right, then.
but that lad wants taken in hand. He's a public menace.
See you in a minute, Theodore. Go on into the living room, you. Go on.
Yes, Mum.
And just listen. If I hear any more of you saying things you shouldn't, I'll tan your hide for you.
I'm sorry, Mum, but you needn't worry. You'll never hear that again.
Hey, Jimmy, what have you been saying to Mr. Whittle here?
Mind you, Mama, I could be wrong.
Oh, no, not more bother. Mr. Whittle, what's it all about?
Hello, Pat. I'll tell you. Young Jim here told me that Peter here doesn't want me in the Rose and Crown Tarts team anymore. So I've come round to find out why he wants me exterminated.
Oh, here we go again. Jimmy? Jimmy?
I'm innocent. I know nothing. Whatever it was I said, I never said it.
Pat, this young scamp, he was eavesdropping last night when I was on the phone to Fred Earnshaw.
That does it. Come here, Jimmy. Come on.
Mum, don't hit me. You know I'm delicate. Look, I only went round to Mr. Whittle's to ask him if he'd take me to the speedway racing tomorrow night.
I know you did, Jim. But when I said I'd be playing darts for the Rose and Crown, you said I wouldn't, because your granddad wanted me dropped. Now, didn't you?
I don't remember. My mind's gone blank. Like the telly with the picture off. And normal service won't be resumed till I'm safely out of the house.
Now, look, Whittle, let me explain. You know that the team's been losing a lot of matches lately.
Oh, so that's it, eh? Now, look, Jock, I'll admit I've played one or two tough games lately, but we all have our off days. You can't always be persistent.
Now, look, now, if you'll just listen to me.
Look, there's others been playing bad besides me, and I refuse to be made the billy goat.
Do you mind if I finish what I was trying to say?
I don't know why they bother with darts. With the wind they've got, it should be blow football.
Father, did you tell Mr. Earnshaw you wanted Mr. Whittle dropped from the team?
I did not. I suggested we reshuffle the best players from the first and second teams and make Whittle here the second team captain.
Oh, well, that's a fish of a different kettle.
And what's more, Whittle, I suggested that I also drop out of the first team to make way for a younger man and play under you in the second team.
Oh, I see, Pete. Well, you're right. The first team does need a bit of rejugulating. And I'd be glad to be the second team captain. Pete, I reckon this makes us pals again. Put it there.
Ah, well, thanks, Whittle. I'm glad we've cleared the whole thing up.
Well, now we're pals again. How about a game of pontoon? Then we can all learn the twist.
No, Jimmy. I think Mr. Whittle ought to leave now. I don't think he'd want to stay here and listen to you screaming.
Oh, I see. Well, get on, Mr. Whittle. Screaming?
Look, my lad, if this sort of thing happens just once more, you won't know what hit you.
But, Mum...
Don't argue with me. Go on. Just go and see who's at the front door. It's probably Alfie for our Susan.
All right, Mum, I'll go.
Hey, Pete, if we popped down to Fred Earnshaw's now, it wouldn't take half an hour to pick two new teams.
What a life. Still, it's my own fault for talking. From now on, I'm going to be like one of the three wise monkeys. Whatever I see, whatever I hear, I'm the one with his trap shut.
Oh, is that you, Jimmy?
I don't know. Ask me, Mum.
You are? I've called to see your Susan, because
I don't want to hear it. I don't even know who you are.
Don't be so daft. I'm out for your Susan's boyfriend.
Well, what do you want? Sympathy?
Oh. Hey, up, I'm coming in.
All right, then. Come in the front room.
Oh, there, Jim. After you.
Well, go on.
Go on what?
You know, every time you come in this house, you start nattering away about why you've come and what you've done and where you've been and what happened and what didn't happen, and you gabble on like a turkey trying to lay two eggs at once. Well, are you going to say anything?
I'm waiting for you to notice it.
Notice what? Hey, Alfio, you daring apes. You've got a bow tie on.
Yeah, I know, I just bought it. You see, I went in the shop where they sell them and I asked to see the man in charge, and while I was waiting, I put 2 bob in a box for her own for 6 pence, but he wasn't there, so I bought a bow tie for the assistant, the spotted one. Not that the assistant wasn't spotted. That was...
It was one of the 6 pets, a leopard.
Yeah, that's it. No, it wasn't. No, this one was female.
Oh, a leopardess?
Yes. No, now look, will you stop tripping me up? Anybody would think I'm daft? Do you think it suits me?
Oh, yes, Alfie. Being daft suits you very well.
I'll thump you in a minute. Anyway, I hope your Susan will like me in my spotty bow tie, because from now on I'm not going to wear anything else. I mean, no other sort of tie. From now on, I'm going to wear bow ties every day of the week.
You what? Oh, Susan will go raving mad.
Why?
Because you can't wear a tie clip with a bow tie.
I haven't got a tie clip.
Of course you have. A gold one with a little chain. Oh, Susan bought it for your birthday.
Oh, but my birthday's not for another 2 weeks.
Look, all I know is I heard her tell me Mum she bought you a marvellous surprise for your birthday. A gold tie clip. So if it's not your birthday for another... Oh, no, Alfie. I've done it again. Alfie, you didn't hear me tell you about the tie clip, did you?
Of course I did. You were talking and I was listening.
I know, but I shouldn't have told you. It was all Susan's big surprise for you.
Mother, I'm just going in to see Alfie.
Oh, heck, she's back. Alfie, whatever you do, don't mention that tie clip, please.
Oh, all right, Jimmy.
Oh, hello, Alfie. Oh, I say, what's that you've got on?
Oh, do you like it, Susan? It's a spotted gold tie clip.
What?
Oh, don't some mothers have them?
I was in a home for sick leopards and I bought a spotted dog. It's a tie with gold spots on.
Alfie, has Jimmy told you about my birthday present?
Yes. No. I told you I bought a bow tie, so I didn't get a clip.
You will in a minute round the ear.
I thought so. He had told you. The little delinquent. And it was meant to be a surprise.
Ah, that's all right, Susan. I promise you, I won't tell a soul about it.
The surprise was for you. Oh, Jimmy Clitheroe, you've done it now. Mother told me about the trouble you caused with Mr. Craythorpe and Mr. Whittle. Well, we'll see what she has to say about this.
Oh, Susan, come back, Susan. You're my sister. I love you, Susan. Honestly, of all the great big tongue-wagging, no-good, useless cabbage heads...
Hey, that's no way to talk about you, Susan.
I mean you. You've got me in a right mess now. Mum said she'd wallop me if this happened, and now it has. I'm not safe in this house anymore. I must get out, run away, find somebody who'll take me in and look after me. Ta-ra, Alfie, I'm off.
Yeah, but Jimmy, supposing your mum wants you, where shall I tell her she'll find you?
Kennel number 3 in the home for sick pets.
Sure you won't stay for a cup of tea, Theodore?
No, thank you, Mrs. Clitheroe. As soon as Susan's got the soap powder for me, I must get back home to do my washing.
Theodore, it's a funny time to do your smalls 8 o'clock at night. Or don't you like the people to see your unmentionables hanging out to dry in the daylight?
Father, stop here.
Oh, please don't stop him, Mrs. Clitheroe. I quite enjoy his Highland wit. If he gets warmed up, he might even regale me with the story of how he hunted the wild man-eating haggis.
Oh, Theodore, you're as bad as he is. Anyway, it is a bit late. Won't the washing keep until tomorrow?
No, I'm afraid not. I don't want my sister to know about the accident. You see, I just finished watering my hanging plant, and I let my budgerigar out of his cage. He got so excited, he landed on the plant pot and upset it. And I got wet compost all over my sister's antimacassar.
Theodore, what an exciting life you lead.
Soap powder, Mr. Craythorpe. I hope there's enough for you.
Oh, yes, thank you, Susan. And I'll get some from the grocer's first thing in the morning to pay you back.
Oh, if you do buy some, don't forget to ask for Wizzo.
Wizzo?
Yeah, that's right, Theodore. It's a new soap powder that'll be in the shops tomorrow. And as a publicity stunt, they're sending men round called Wizzo Willie. If one of them calls on you and you've got a packet of Wizzo, you get a 2-guinea prize.
Really? Well, that's all very interesting, but I don't think I'll bother with it. I was cured of this sort of thing last summer at Scarborough.
How do you mean, Theodore?
Well, very briefly, I approached a young lady on the promenade and said, "You are Sunshine Sally of the Daily Echo, and I claim the £5 reward."
Well, what happened?
She said, "I'm Maggie Mullings from Morecambe." And then she gave me a fourpenny one.
Mr. Craythorpe, I think you've given me an idea for teaching Jimmy a lesson.
Now, Susan, there's been enough trouble for one day. I don't want any more.
Oh, it wouldn't be trouble, except for Jimmy. If I could get him to listen at the front room door, he might get a message he'd never forget. Yes. I'll just have a word with Alfie. He can help me lay the trap. Now then, Alfie, Mother's going to tell Jimmy you want him in here. You're sure you know what to do?
I think so. But when he comes in, I send him on an errand. But before he goes out, I say something to you that suggests it.
What?
No, I mean, something that suggests. You know, something that makes him want to listen instead of going out. So when he does go out, he doesn't. Well, he does. I mean, he stays where he is outside the door and listens. I think.
Look, all you've got to do is to tell me how to get the 2-guinea prize, but I keep trying to stop you.
Oh, yes, that's right, Susan.
Oh, look how he's coming.
Mum says you want me, Alfie.
Do I? Oh, yes, I do. Jimmy, would you slip out and get me some cigarettes from the machine on the corner? Here's £0.50.
What about the other sixpence?
Sixpence? What's that?
To get a bar of chocolate out of the other machine. I don't run errands for nothing, you know.
Oh, well, here you are, then. You see, Susan, it's dead simple. This pal of mine who works for the soap powder firm told me you can get a 2-guinea prize off Whizzo Willie just as easy as you could fall off at Jimmy me pipe.
What? Oh, yes, what are you talking about, Whizzo? Mr. Craythorpe told me about it in the street. He said he must buy some in the morning.
Yes, because he'll be after a 2-guinea prize as well. But my pal said Whizzo Willie won't go down this street because he's coming down yours.
Alfie, just a moment. Jimmy, just go and get those cigarettes.
But I'm listening to him. Carry on, Alfie.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Susan, all you have to do is buy a 1 9 packet of Whizzo and
Alfie, please. What about those cigarettes?
Well, oh, yes, I'll go for them right away.
Not you. Jimmy. Look, Jimmy, will you go and get those cigarettes for Alfie?
What? Oh, yes, I'll just go and get them from the kiosk machine. I won't be long, Alfie. Keep talking.
Alfie, go to the window and see if he goes out.
Right-o, Susan.
That was the front door closing.
There's no sign of him outside.
I thought so. He's come back to listen outside the room. But, Alfie, if Whizzo Willie's coming down our street tomorrow morning, he'll knock at somebody else's door before ours.
Yeah, no. But my pal told me that if Willie sees you out of doors with a packet of Whizzo, he'll still give you the 2 guineas. All you've got to do is wait at the top of the street for his van.
Well, it sounds dead easy. But I'm afraid I couldn't do that. I mean, it would be rather dishonest, wouldn't it?
Yes, I suppose you're right, Susan. Oh, where's Jimmy with my cigarette? I'm dying for a smoke.
I'll just go and borrow one off Grandad, if you like. Won't be a moment. Did you hear that, Alfie? He's only just gone out. I'll bet he's walked into the trap. I must go and tell Mother before he gets back.
Yes, that's right, Susan. Ain't it funny? Tomorrow your Jimmy will spend 1 9 on something he doesn't want, then wait to the top for a street for a van that won't come, and all for 2 guineas that he won't get.
Yes, and it'll serve him right. And all because you told me that story.
Yeah, I know. He's always saying I'm daft, but when he finds out how he's been tricked, he'll realise he's nearly as daft as me.
Here, have a cup of tea, Father. Breakfast won't be long.
Oh, thanks, my dear. Is Jim up yet?
Susan's calling him now. She can't wait to see what he does about the Whizzo man. Willie Whizzo.
Well, he's obviously fallen for it. You know, Pat, I could hardly keep from laughing last night. The way he was trying to think of an excuse for being out of the house today.
Well, Jimmy Muggins is up. He's furious because I didn't wake him up earlier.
Oh, it's the first time he's ever objected to staying in bed on a Saturday morning.
But the grocer's been open for 5 minutes, and he'll be scared they're sold out of Whizzo.
Well, I'd better bring in the breakfast. When Jim's in a hurry, he can be in and out of the bathroom in 2 minutes flat.
Morning, Grandad. What's the time?
6 minutes past 9. A new world record. Washed and dressed in 1 minute flat.
Yes, 1 squeeze of the sponge and out. He hasn't washed enough of his face to leave a tide mark.
You daren't wash your face. If Alfie all ever sees what's under your makeup, he'll faint. Orange lips, red cheeks, green eyelids. You look like a walking traffic light.
You're a cheeky monkey.
Well, you're my sister.
All right, now, all right. That'll do. Now, let's have a bit of peace while we eat breakfast.
I don't want any breakfast. As soon as I get these shoes on, I'm going out.
Oh, no, you're not, my lad. You're not going out on an empty stomach. I'll cook this breakfast and you're going to eat it.
But, Mum, it's after 9 and I've got to get to the shop.
To the shop?
I mean, to the top of the street to meet Ozzy.
Look, Ozzy can wait till you've eaten.
Well, why don't you phone Ozzy up and tell him to come down here?
Yes, I'll do it for you.
No, I don't want him to know. Mr. Higginbottom, I mean. Oh, all right, I'll have something to eat. Butter some toast, please, Mum. Why, sausages.
Wait a minute, what about your porridge?
Pour it over my sausages. I mean, pour it over my sausages.
Shall I put some toast and marmalade in your pocket for after?
Yes, please. Oh, shut up. Oh, pass the milk, please, Mum. This tea's too hot.
Here you are. And have some of that toast your mother's buttered for you.
Thanks, Grandad. Can I make a sausage sandwich? Well, I'll take it with me. Oh, I forgot to sugar my tea.
You're not eating in the street, and don't drink while you have food in your mouth. You'll choke.
Oh, good. Then I can smack him on the back with the poker.
Oh, very funny. Bend down while I shampoo your hair with my forage.
All right.
I've finished, Mum. Can I go now?
Off you go. You don't want to be late for Ozzy, do you?
Ozzy? What's he do? Oh, yes, Ozzy. I forgot. Well, I'll see you later. And Susan, when I come back, I might have enough money to buy you a present. A ticket to Siberia.
Oh, well, Susan, for once I think you've caught him.
Yes, but when he finds out, you'd better walk around wearing Alfie Hall's crash helmet.
To think he's going to spend 1 in 9 of his money he loves on washing powder. Not to mention standing at the top of the street all day instead of watching grandstands.
Oh, no, you mustn't keep it up too long.
No, just until about lunchtime.
Oh, all right, you softies. Still, even that should cure him of eavesdropping. He won't be able to look a keyhole in the face.
Oh, hello there, James. James, just a moment. Where's the fire?
At the grocer's. I'm going in the grocer's here. I can't stop.
Oh, that's where I'm going. But you go in first if you're in a hurry.
Well, there might have been a rush on it. I don't want them to be sold out. Have you got any left, mister? Here's me 1 in 9.
Just a minute. This gentleman's before you.
That's right, Clitheroe. Get behind me.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Higginbottom. I thought he said he was a gentleman. Hello.
Watch it.
Well, have you got it, James?
No, but he will get it if he tries to push in front of me.
How could I push in front of a big man like you?
Oh, come along, please. Now, sir, that's the cigarettes, matches, bacon, and butter.
Is Ozzy paying you to run the errands now, Mr. Higginbottom?
Shut up. You know it is, Craythorpe. I was coming for me fags, and the wife asked me to pick up some groceries.
Oh, quite, yes. Very nice of you, I'm sure.
Is that all, sir?
Well, she wanted... serve Mr. Craythorpe here.
Oh, no, you were first.
Oh, that's all right. You go ahead.
No, I insist. After you.
Mister, can I have a packet of Rizzo soap powder while Gert and Daisy are arguing?
I'll give you one in a minute.
Look, sir, I'm serving you. Now, please, is there anything else?
Well, all right. It's, on this list.
I see. Soap powder, nail varnish, and a hairnet.
Hairnet? I didn't know you were married to Ena.
You'll laugh on the other side of your face in a minute, Clitheroe. And that goes for you, Craythorpe.
I wasn't laughing. If you want to buy yourself a hairnet, well, that's your business.
I've warned you.
Oh, now, please. Now, well, what kind of nail varnish do you want? A pale one or a bright red?
If you put your hand out while you're driving your taxi, bright red would show up better.
You've asked for it. Come here.
Oh, let go, you big bully.
Stop that, Higginbottom, you flout. Take your hands off that boy's collar.
Right. I'll put them on yours.
Let go. Unhelp me.
Allow, am I?
Stop that this minute, or I'll send for the police.
I'll go and get him, mister, if you'll sell us a packet of Rizzo first.
Oh, all right. Keep your head on. How much do I owe you? I'll see you two later.
Thank you. That will be 19 and 11.
Here's £1. Keep the change and buy Craythorpe here a sticking plaster for his eye.
I'll buy my own There's nothing wrong with my eye.
The day's young yet.
Who do you think you're talking to, codface?
He didn't hear you.
Oh, pity.
I'll go and get him.
No, James.
Hey, mister, was that a packet of Rizzo you sold him?
Yes, why?
Well, give me one quick. I've got to get to the top of the street before him. If Rizzo Willie sees old Codmouth first, I've had me chips.
Oh, dear, Jim, son. You should have seen your face when Susan told you the truth.
Go on, love. Ha, blooming ha. A lot of you. A lot of hyenas.
Oh, what's it cold then at the top of the street for 3 hours?
Another crack from you and you'll be out cold for 3 hours.
now then, Jimmy, can't you take a joke?
A joke? It cost me 1 and rotten 9 pence. A soap powder.
And we all know how Jimmy likes soap.
Come along, James. Surely you can see the funny side of it.
No, turn your face round and let me have a look.
Oh, I see we still have our sense of humour.
With a mug like yours, you need a sense of humour.
Jimmy, don't pick on Mr. Craythorpe. We were all in on it.
And I hope it's cured you of listening to other people's conversations.
Don't worry, from now on, I won't listen to any of you.
Good. Well, it's achieved something anyway. Now let's forget about it, Jimmy. I want you to take a note round to Mrs. Eccles for me. Jimmy, do you hear me?
How can I hear you when I'm not listening?
Jimmy, don't talk to your mother like that. Now do as she says.
I wish you'd make your minds up. Do you want me to listen or not?
Now, look here.
James, you're being rather naughty. He's a little upset, Mr. Sinclair.
Oh, he's very good at making fun of other people, but he can't take it himself. You big baby. Did him want his little dummy then?
No, little Jimmy wants to play with Susan's throat. Come here.
You little imp. Stop it, Jimmy.
Now come in the other room till I give you a note for Mrs. Eccles.
All right, I'll go, and I'll call for Ozzy on the way. I'll give him what for.
Why? Why, Ozzy? What's he done?
Nothing, but you lot are all too big for me to hit.
Now, Jim, you know you're my favourite little whacker. I have a strong feeling of affectation for you. But, you know, I must say, you got your just deserts.
I didn't think you'd side with him, Mr. Whittle.
Everybody knows you got what you deserve.
Get on with your washing up, Straggoneck, or I'll push you down the floor.
Look, don't you talk to Susan like that. She's right. You did get what you deserve.
So did you two. You got each other.
Now, calm down. We don't want these historical outbursts. Jim, you were taken for a ride. So why not accept it with good graciousness?
Well, I'm willing to forget it, but they keep rubbing it in.
All right. Let's all forget it. It's all over now. So let's be friends. You know what they say? All for one and one for all. Like the three mountaineers.
Right you are, what? The three mountaineers and Susan the mountain goat.
Will you stop calling Susan?
See who's at the door, someone, please.
Go on, Alfie. Didn't you hear your master's voice?
All right, clever. Anyway, she can't be me master because she's a girl, so you'd have to call him me.
Alfie, see who's at the door.
Oh, well, that's done. Oh, Mr. Whittle, how I hate washing up.
Aye, it is a bit tedious. Especially since you're only going to muck them up again.
I know how to do away with water, you know.
Huh? How? By paper plates?
No, by a dog.
I fell for that one, all right.
Susan, come here quick, Susan.
What is it?
The man at the door. Come here, I want you.
All right, I'm coming. Who is it?
If it's Mrs. Eccles wanting something for the jumble sale, give her Alfie.
Who is it, Alfie?
It's him, the fellow with the powder. The bloke who Jimmy went for, but he wasn't there. The bloke, I mean, and now he's whizzed here. The Willie, the wizard, the Wizzo Willie.
You don't mean one of the Willie Wizzos is actually at the door?
Yes, I don't. No, I do. I mean, yes. He asked me if I had a packet of Wizzo, because he's Willie.
Oh, no, it can't be. That little nuisance will win after all.
Oh, he's not little. He's about 6 foot.
Jimmy, I mean.
Oh, I see. But shall I tell Jimmy the man's here?
No, wait a minute. I'm not going to let him have the laugh on all of us in the end. Go in and buy the powder off Jimmy.
Ah, Susan, we can't cheat him out of the 2 guineas.
We'll give Mother the money, and she can let Jimmy have it later. On his birthday, any time. But he's not going to beat me now.
All right, Susan, if that's what you want.
It is. Now go on. Tell him you want it for your mother.
Hello, Jim. Have you still got that packet of Wizzo?
Now don't start again. You've had your joke.
Yes, Alfie, turn it up. Enough's as good as a fiesta.
No, I want the packet for my mother. She's got to wash tomorrow. The clothes, I mean, not wash herself. Well, she will wash herself, but not with Wizzo. Look, can I buy that packet and save myself a trip to the grocery?
No, you can't.
Oh, good. Well, here's 2 bob. You what? Well, you got it?
Yes, it's on the sideboard. But I'm not selling it to you.
But you must. He's waiting. My mother, I mean, at the door with the washing. Oh, go on. Look, I'll give you half a crown.
No, I had to run to the grocer's for it and stand around for hours. You get walking.
Oh, Jim, please. Look, here's 3 and 6.
No.
Right, Bob.
You might as well say 7 and 6.
7 and 6.
Yours. Sold to the gentleman with 2 heads.
Yeah, I've never met a little money grabber as bad as you.
Well, that was a slick bit of trading, Jim. I think I'll get home before you sell me the Mersey Tunnel.
No, don't go, Mr. Whittle. Let's go to the door and see what Dicky Dottie's up to.
Okay, Jim. He was acting a bit auspicious.
And in the packet, he gave me 1 and 9 in this envelope.
Well, open it quick before Jimmy sees you. That's right, but you'll have to be quick.
Oh, I will, but I could... Oh,
What do you want, Susan? I want you to open that envelope.
Oh, it's no good, Susan. I better open it. Hey? Hey, that's funny. There's no money. Only this note. Oh, no.
Oh, what is it, Alfie? What does it say?
It says, ever been had, Jimmy. The man said his name was Willie.
That's right. He's Ozzy's Uncle Willie. That's what gave me the idea. He'll do anything for 2 bob.
What? You mean you wrote the note?
Oh, he's quick, you know.
You little beast, you've done it again.
After all that, you caught him for 7 in the talent, eh? Jimmy, you're a genie,
But wait a minute, I don't understand. What happened about the soap powder prize?
Don't worry, Alfie. It'll all come out in the wash.
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair's grandfather, Patricia Burke's mother, Leonard Williams as both Theodore Craythorpe and Harry Whittle, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, Diana Day as Susan, Tony Melody as Mr. Higginbottom, and Brian Truman as the grocer. The recorded program, written by James Casey and Frank Roscoe, was produced by James Casey and starred Jimmy Clitheroe as the Kid himself.
Well, everybody had a good laugh about my trick, all except Susan. So this morning, I told me Mum I'd make it up to our Susan. I took her breakfast in bed. Tea, toast, and a nice bowl of soap flakes. She went mad and she was foaming at the mouth.
Jimmy Clitheroe is now appearing in Aladdin at the Empire Theatre, Newcastle upon Tyne.
Coming from a background in variety theaters, his humor was broadly in the style of the St. Trinian's films and early Carry-On pictures. His most famous catchphrase was, "Don't some mothers have 'em?" Even though when referring to Alfie, it was often amended to, "Don't some twits mothers have 'em?" Another of his catchphrases was, "I'm all there with me cough drops," a Lancashire expression for some quick-witted. When he got into a scrape, as he frequently did, his catchphrase was, "Oh, flippin' heck." He was the eternal schoolboy. He never grew taller than 4'3", and for most of his life he could easily pass for an 11-year-old boy, a role he played to the hilt. He never told people his age in case it spoiled the illusion, and always performed in schoolboy cap and blazer, even at radio recordings for the benefit of the studio audience. He fostered the illusion by appearing in publicity stunts for his local Boy Scout troop, dressed as a wolf cub, by living with his mother after his father's death, and by seemingly never having a girlfriend. It all helped to maintain his showbiz career, which was dependent on that illusion, as he almost always played a schoolboy in the variety theaters, in his films, on the wireless, on television, and on record. He maintained the illusion successfully until his death. To the newspapers, he always remained the Peter Pan of show business, the little boy who never grew up. Only in pantomime and in his 1967 film did he step out of the cheeky schoolboy role. Even then, it was only to play Tom Thumb, another part for which he was eminently suited. But his most frequent panto role was in Aladdin, where he reverted to the cheeky boy playing Widow Twinkie's son, Wishy Washy. As a celebrity, he was much in demand at public events. He opened the Model Village Miniland at Bellevue in Manchester, opened local fetes, appeared at charity events, and crowned local beauty queens. He had many business interests outside show business. He owned a racehorse, betting shops, and a hotel. The latter was managed for him initially by a school boyfriend from Blacko, Tommy Trafford, who was also in show business. Jimmy had a reputation for being careful with his money, a trait he got from the hard background which he endured growing up in the Great Depression. He maintained a very private life, away from all his other interests, living quietly at Blackpool in a semi-detached bungalow with his mother. He died in June 1973 following her death. He was found unconscious on the morning of her funeral and died later the same day. An inquest found that his death was due to an accidental overdose of sleeping pills. So Jimmy, you will be missed. You have been missed. Big bucket of win. HBO reference. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the shows. Join me again Monday night for more. This has been Don Masuoka talking to you live. Have a good night, everyone.